Welcome everyone. It's a new day, it's a new week, and in a couple of minutes ago we had the US CPI come out, and nothing else than I'm surprised at how low it is. 2.4, forecast of 2.5. That is the consumer price index year over year in the United States of America, and then core came out at 2.8, forecasted was 3, last was 3.1. So it's a serious reduction in the US consumer price, and evidently that should lead to dollar weakening, right? But market doesn't seem to, well, it had a bit of a fall, but it doesn't seem to be very committed. Jack, is the market going to continue rising? It depends what you want. Depends what you want to rise, but yeah, I would argue that we are in a market where we have continued rising, but there is two kind of small issues going forward. Is that we still have about 125% tariffs on China from America, so that's still an issue. We still have the bare minimum 10%. And then we have the 90-day delay, so they might come back. But the market reacted quite, I would say, violently on the news, and they have come back ever so slightly lower. But it is kind of how we would expect. So in that kind of category, I believe that we are still going to be risk on. We're still going to continue seeing market quote unquote fall, but I don't know if we are, at the moment, going to do the falling, meaning are we going to have a pullback down by up to 75%, or are we going to be continuing higher from here? That one I do not know. But what I do know is, more than anything else, that we are able to we should be going higher. I'm just getting a bit of a issue, say bitrate. Okay, cool. See if that made any difference. But yeah, okay, cool. Hi, Toby. Hi. How are you today? Welcome back from yesterday. Are you still alive? How did your trading go yesterday? And we haven't had a meeting lately, by the way. So that's very important. So let's go through it. So there is a 90-day delay, which sends everything into risk on. There is, in my opinion, there is no doubt about it. We are going to go higher. A lot of people has been stopped out. A lot of people has been, whoa, what happened? And we have gone a bit further lower, and now we are back up, and everyone that probably has an account is probably going to buy, and we still have the bottom of 4,850 as a place where we can go to chase stop losses if that's what the market wants. But I believe that the need and the wish to continue higher is greater. So whatever the market does now, which I would argue is not necessarily telling us that we're going to go higher as of current, but it is definitely in your favor. It is definitely in your direction of you looking for example, coming down to daily central would be great, about 5,265 on S&P 500, or for that matter on the Nasdaq about 18,369. Now, did you buy about there yesterday? Okay, cool. You're a bit early, or whenever the news came out, or you have already bought down there. And we are technically going into higher highs and higher lows until or if there is other news. So I would argue the reason why we might not go so fast, quickly higher is, hi Poopy, is that, yeah, it is. Well, is it madness? Is it madness? And Bashi says, oh my, but I'm on yellow. What do you mean? I'm sorry. It's not low. Did he hear that? That's actually my headset. Okay, cool. 44. Does that make a difference? Yeah, no, he has already done that. He has already confirmed it. So I think it is already confirmed. So in my little world, it's good enough for us to go forward with this. It's my OBS is not being honest. I can show you what I'm giving you. See? And that's my mic there. I'm on 66, and if I go higher, they're going to set, and then they're going to yellow. That's not good because that makes my mic not do nice things. And then if I do it a bit more, it's even more. But yeah, I'm sorry. Maybe we. Yeah, I don't know. Or is it that microphone? Hi. Wait a minute. Are you serious? Is that not the microphone? Is there like a different microphone? That's definitely a different microphone. And this again is a different microphone. Is that a better microphone? Because that probably is quite far away, right? You can't be serious. Bashi, give me feedback. Which one? Number one. This one? That's number one. Number two. Number three. I'm going back to three. Was there any difference in those? Trump accused of insider trading. I wouldn't be surprised, right? I wouldn't be surprised. So many people must got stopped. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Number three, defo. Okay, so let me go back to my settings. You said three. You said three. We can do three. Yeah, okay. That is this one. So there is that. Okay, cool. I don't know why it's so quiet, Ivan. My volume is like 80 in my computer. Okay, I will have to do like a recording later, because God, everything is hooked up, so I don't know. Did that make a difference? No, I don't have anything else like that. I don't know. Okay, we'll take one by day. I have to go back and see then. In the recordings, what do you mean? Because I don't know anything else what I can do with you. Okay. So I have bought Australian dollar and Japanese yen about there, ever so slightly somewhere in this direction. I need to update that one. My stop and lossen is, I don't know, what is it? It's 89. It's probably 88 flat or something. Like bajillion pips lower, 174. Hoping to hold that for quite some time now. New Zealand about the same price, and about same situation. And even just waiting for Central today would be like 60 or 50 pips in profit from where I am now. That would be even greater, but I'm already in somewhere around here. Or maybe it's a filter. Oh, yeah, because wait a minute. I did something about my filters. Where is it? That was just a video capture device that I had on. I tried to add like I don't know. Hello? I tried to add like what do you call that in English? Like a background to blur out my background, but it didn't work. Okay, sorry. Let's go back to being serious here, people. So, we are going higher, hopefully, by the end of the day. I believe we are proper risk on now. Dollars falling, Australian dollar making higher highs. On the daily, we didn't quite catch this one. I don't think we are going to catch this one. So it's another like that. Stop loss below here. I know that's going to be like a stop hunt thing on Monday probably. But if we go back in time and we see, okay, so when we have these big reversals, what generally tends to happen is that, yes, we do make a higher high, but then it's what I would kind of say is, what about these pullbacks? So about 30.23, 38.50 or something, like that pullback is kind of more than anything else normal. So if we are current, that also would be great, would be down to 61, which is about 80 pips lower before rising, would be like a more ideal situation where I want to trade it. So this one isn't, well, it's great if you just bought randomly yesterday and didn't care about what, you know, if you didn't care about buying the highest high. So in my little opinion, there is two ways to roam that I want to play this Australian dollar, US dollar, is higher high, higher low, which is, you know, day trading, or a deeper pullback about 38% or so and then higher, more like the deeper 4-hour turnaround. And I don't know if it's going to be those and that or the other one. The other thing that I also think that we are about muted because we have PPI tomorrow. So the consumer price was, I would argue, quite considerably lower. It was 2.4 from 2.8 last time, expected 2.6. So that's a good direction for continuation of a rate cut. But I also think that the market is waiting for PPI tomorrow, and I've seen that many times before where we are like, oh, we didn't get a reaction. Why we don't get a reaction? It's because the next day, more than anything else, gives us actually the direction action we want. So this is about last time. I think it was 12th of March, but then it didn't really turn out until like the next day, which then was PPI, and then Australian dollar took higher. So there's that. Hello, Queenmin. How are you? Has anyone seen the video that the AI from China about the American workers now making T-shirts in a factory? The Chinese has a good bit of taste. Oh. Japan PPI today supported Bank of Japan to cut rate in the near future. What you mean? What do you mean by cut rate? They're supposed to hike, as far as I know. I might be wrong, but hey, there is nothing there. Okay, then I need to maybe change my filters or something. Low, and we only do Japan. Nothing. Oh yeah, no, that supports a hike. That supports a hike. What do I think about that? Well, the thing is that we are in a risk-on environment. It's like all the fundamentals is kind of like, it's not, well, probably more like tomorrow or next week, but right now we are so hyped up and so drugged up on and fueled by a risk at the moment that there was so much positions going in and out that fundamentals has taken a backseat, to be honest with you. So yeah, I would argue that generally should strengthen the yen, but more than anything else, way bigger is the fact of the risk that we currently have been through and the roller coaster we've been through, and the amount of losses we have been through, and the amount of yen strengthening we've been through, only for them to take profit, and should surely make yen pairs go higher, because buyers of yen should at least temporarily have taken some profit. I use compressor and expander filter when I stream. I record 1 to 2 clips and I get it pretty stable. It's because it caps the high sound boost. I don't like how now CPI comes down. I wanted to see hot CPI, so Fed can still be stuck at Fed rate cuts. Yeah. Basha, can you show? Like, I don't know OBS. I suck at OBS. So if you can show me or send me a link or something, or video that does it, because I don't know. Because when I listen to my recordings are pretty great. Or it's my stream output or something. I don't know. That I did something wrong with the stream output, sound level, something. My bitrate is only 2,500, but okay, whatever. I need to have gone through this beforehand. Yeah, okay, we'll do it. Okay, what else, people? So, to me, more than anything else, and then New Zealand dollar. I am looking. Okay, this is what was my what do you call my demo trades, and that's why we don't demo trade. That's why we demo trade. That's why we don't put live money on where we are not supposed to be, because we are supposed to be buyers. We are supposed to be looking for centrals. We're supposed to be looking for price to come up to central here, up to M4 target. Woo, 55, 57, 44. Come back lower and do something in that direction tomorrow. So all good, all good. We have risen about 180 pips or so. Only today, since London, we have risen ever so slightly 50 pips or so. So that would be a great entry. Short-term price action. But I know if I bought there, I know it's gonna kick me. So I need to wait for a deeper pullback. But definitely something. Well, the thing is that are we going? Well, I really want 56. And 56 is about 80, 60 pips lower than 56.60. So if I can steal that out of the market, and if we got a hot CPI that would have sent this one lower, would have been greater. But yeah. Hi, James. Trump put in 125% tariffs in China. China yesterday told ships to come back, leave containers at shipping docks. Yeah, we still have that risk. We still have the China issue, and I think that might continue. The market seems to be taking it as a relief rally still, so risk on, because he took away all the tariffs on all the other countries. So it's still a risk off kind of theory that with that it's still an influx of risk off. But the market now seems that Trump can shift his opinion as fast as he can shift a t-shirt. So also it's still there, but he has lost credibility from like 100 to 0. About should we trust him? No, we don't trust him. And then market next time is going to react way less when he puts on tariff. Yes, it has an economic and political impact, but it's going to have less moves because we're like, okay, cool, in 3 days he's going to reverse everything. So, and he has done that how many times now? 3 times now. This is the 3rd time. He did it in February, he did it in March, and he did April. So there is that. America will get all those glamorous factory jobs back. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. I would love to see men who comes from that looks like army dudes that now is going to be fiddling with small mobile phones, and is now solding motherboards, and they are trying to thread a needle on a t-shirt. So that would lovely, but I think that it's absolutely not realistic whatsoever. So that's my little opinion. And if the S&P 500 just came back a bit lower, remember we had a 6% day or something yesterday, and or from top to bottom about 13, but that rise was about 6. What? I remember it to be about 7. Okay, so we have about 6, 7, 8, 19, 13% volatility. If we draw back, like, what have we done now? 2. We can probably draw back a bit more for that matter, but more than anything else, if not technical analysis, something like that tomorrow, today. Can you take a look at gold? Yes, I can do, sir. Other than now, it's more not safe per se, but it's something to look into buying. So that would be yesterday. That's about the news that happened. Gold falls again, gives you a nice little pullback, and that is definitely a demand zone. So yeah, cool, great. I would say shoot for the moons, shoot for the stars. Bit late on this one personally, but this is definitely after the fact that we had the announcement. Then this is for the moons, because people will now be parking more money into safety, because Trump is a risk situation. So yeah, I would argue, yeah. But also, if you miss a target of 2009 or 80 for that matter, but you didn't well, in my opinion, in my strategy, and my students didn't lose anything here. This isn't an opportunity. The opportunity, more than anything else, is when we had Trump or whoever was White House comes out and says they're going to pause the tariffs for 90 days. That's the opportunity. In between here is just volatility, because you didn't have, and if then he added more tariffs, this one would sink like a ton of bricks, and then you're like, oh, I glad I didn't take that. But now in hindsight, so you have to go by the events that happened, and to discount the market volatility and discount the technical analysis is only that the market was looking into that he would do it, but he hadn't done it. And then if he'd done the opposite, which he did the other day on Tuesday or so, which he added more tariffs, if he did it again in accordance to how he would normally behave, this one would be down at 2,900. So then you would be in serious loss. So in as much as you can say, oh, I should have, would have, could have, all those things that that is in your head, it doesn't matter, because it's only from that point, that candle, that's when you can start buying, because that's when and all the other things is just rumors and gambles, and if you were supposed to be buying here, why didn't you buy there? Why didn't you buy there? Why didn't you buy there? Why didn't you buy it at all those other opportunities that was given to you? Right? Then, I didn't lose on that. Go back to what are you supposed to be doing as a trader? You are supposed to be, not financial advice whatsoever, but you're supposed to be trading like your data. You're supposed to do setups. You're supposed to do technical analysis, fundamental analysis, sentiment analysis. What is the risk? And my conclusion, I did not at any point in this area say, I think that's a good buying opportunity. I saw risk. I did not care where it went. I saw risk. It's going to go higher or lower, whatever. It doesn't matter to me. It's not in my system to be fighting fights that the market doesn't know the outcome of. Well, it was, and now it's no longer a coin flip. Why Trump adding more tariffs would jump gold? it's not really that. It's more of what happens. So you have to understand that market gold is different. Gold isn't what beautiful people has told before me, but if you go back in time, so that's kind of where I want you to go. You need to go by data. So the data tells me that back in March 2020, gold fell a good 15% in the time where S&P 500 fell 35%. And you would imagine, you were asking, why was it falling? Why doesn't it just rise? Because gold is used as to cover losses on other assets. It's called collateral. So you have two positions. You say that, okay, I'm buying S&P 500, but I'm also buying gold. So, but when S&P 500 falls, you're in losses, you are 30% down. What do? You go and sell your gold positions so that your account didn't have so much loss, maybe 10% in total. So you reduce your losses. That's called hedging or reducing risk. And therefore, gold falls. And that's the purpose of using gold. Okay? And for traders who doesn't understand asset management and allocation and all that, all the risk, would see, okay, gold goes lower and thinking, oh, that's because of the risk. I don't think it performs well in the risk environment. Let me sell it. Only for it to now go higher, for it to make a higher high and continue making higher highs and all-time highs, is because it's used to offset losses on other assets, only to be bought when the risk is gone. Now, the risk of recession is actually a gold positive thing. But in the beginning, before the recession turns into recession, in the fears of a recession, gold tends to underperform. For again, one of many reasons is to cover losses on other assets. So that's why I say gold is, you have to use it for what it's used for by the big boys, right? You can't, oh, tradable. Oh, okay, great. Also, you can buy a Lada, you can buy a Fiat 500, but that Fiat 500 is not going to race against a Ferrari. You kind of bought the cat in the bag. Like, it's horrible. It won't win anything, right? So you have to use it for what it's for. And a Fiat 500 is more than anything else for driving in the city. It's not for the racetrack. You can't take it to Nürburgring. Yeah. You can take it to Silverstone against the Formula 1 car, right? So it's kind of like understanding the different assets and what drives it. And again, I'm going to say it again, I'm going to say it forever, for all the times, is what retail or unexperienced traders really lack, which I'm trying to educate you guys on, is what drives price. What is the purpose of this asset? What is the purpose of gold? What's the purpose of dollar? What's the purpose of yen? What's the purpose of dollar? What's the purpose of the S&P 500? And then we can start thinking, oh, okay, what's the purpose of bonds? So when you're buying S&P 500, you actually have to think about, okay, am I also into bonds a bit? Am I also into a bit of gold to offset my risk, so that when the S&P 500, whenever that collapses, okay, my bonds are actually, I'm still getting paid by bonds. And in a situation where we have losses on gold, or losses on S&P 500, we take our gold positions out, okay, so we are not so much in loss, we still have our bonds. But then when the risk is over, okay, we go back into S&P 500, we go back into gold, because the fall is over. Make sense, bro? Your yeah. So, and then yens, of course, yens now, as of today, is rising a bit, right? And you're thinking to yourself, oh, we're going to fall, right? But it has been, throughout this theory, at least, it has been going up and down. So, of the risk. So yeah. Euro dollar higher. I don't have any positions on it because it has been too volatile for me. The more than anything else likely scenario is that we are going to touch 112. That's about 250 pip range, and we'll take it from there. Australian dollar, US dollar, I want it to come down to 61. That's about 62 now, so about 100 pips lower. Pound, I don't have anything on. New Zealand, I want it to come down to 56 or so, if that would be great, or 56.5 or so, that would be greater too. And dollar Swissy, I don't have anything there. Dollar CAD, I don't care. And Euro Swissy, Euro New Zealand, sorry, I have seen Mac, someone who is in my DMs asking me about trade setups or explaining his trade setup, sorry, has sold this at top, and I think market risk, it's a good sell-off scenario. So I don't know if that's the price per se, but definitely looking for this one to continue lower going forward. See yen, CAD yen, Euro yen, New Zealand yen, all kind of stuck there. I don't know what you told me, Bashi, has really made me think about what I am doing. Should I be selling here? Should I be buying here, or should I actually be going over to dollar pairs only? So yeah, because that PPI wasn't in my calendar when I was thinking about this trade. So that is definitely an issue that I need to look into. And Euro Aussie, again, I would argue it's potentially to go lower. And then New Zealand CAD seasonality was lower. I think that has potential to go higher now because we have kind of done what we were imagining it to be doing. And we had a good 400 pip move run lower. So yeah, I think that is good enough. So that kind of cancels out that seasonality move that is supposed to happen until 15th of March. So if we have a change in risk environment, then this one seems to be doing great lower. So there is that. What do you think about will happen to China if they start selling treasury bonds? Dollar is going to have a tank. Dollar index is going to tank. Chinese is going to, on the dollar value, so on the forex rate of it, I think it would be worse if Japan did the same. So that would be a much more bad situation to be doing that. So so there is that. I don't have much more to say. Oil should go higher, but actually it's going lower, and that might be because of the low CPI. Okay, back to 56, 59, 68. Okay, I'm not in tune with oil at the moment, so I'll be like, cool, that's great, thank you. But I thought it would go higher on the risk off, but on the risk on, but it seems to be having a bit of a hard day. And yeah, waiting for S&P 500 to make a technical higher high. It's probably the word. But again, China still at 125% tariffs. That is not resolved. That is not, still gives stock market issues. Still gives Shein's issue. Walmart, and everybody else who has a very China-based business. I think also Trump, Musk is still gonna have issues. So yeah, I don't know what else is in there, but I have to go back into looking into it. But I think that Trump, more than anything else, has done what he wants to do. He has complete control of the stock market. He wanted Powell to lower interest rates, and I think he is definitely on the road and the way to do that. with the trade tariffs, I think that was by large an overkill. So I think we will just be stuck with this volatility then. New Zealand yen, the Aussie yen isn't dropping as much compared to other yen pairs, so there might be a drop to go higher. Yeah, that's what I was thinking at least, but I didn't know about these PPI numbers, so that definitely makes me a bit more worried than I think I should be, unless yen breaks out of the weekly trend line. Yeah, but the thing is, everything is rising, so it's the wrong trade to take, because you want to trade against something weak, not against something strong. So yeah. All right, people who joined Discord. Cypher, Paulidia, very much welcome to the Discord. I post my trades whenever I take them in Discord, so if you want to be a part of that, cool, great. If you want to be part of my membership, that's also great too. But more than anything else, there's a link to my calendar for free 1 hour talk about your trading, so that would be great. So if you would do that, that would be great. Other than that, cool, good. Boom. I'll see you tomorrow.